Hey everyone, I am filming a quick tutorial video on how to make a folder for your Midori, and this is going to be for the passport size and for the standard size. So the first one I'm doing is passport, and this is going to be an 8x8 paper. That's what I'm showing you there. So you just start off with an 8x8 piece of paper. I cut mine down from a 12x12, but it's just 8x8. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half, just like I'm doing here. Just like a hot dog fold, and you're just going to press it down, and you're going to need a bone folder. I'm using, as you'll see, the back end of my metal scissors. That works perfectly fine for me, but if you have a bone folder, use that. So I'm just going to fold it in half really quick there, and then I'm going to make another fold. See, I'm showing you this is where I'm going with it. It's going to be for my passport size. Just kind of showing you where this is going. The second fold that you're going to do is going to be for your pocket. So here I'm just quickly, roughly trying to find out where I want to make my fold. You can do your size however big you want to do and just cut the paper down. But I just didn't want to make any more cuts, so I'm just folding it down there, using my scissors to make the fold or the crease as tight as possible. And then I'm going to unfold it here, and you can see my two folds right there. And then the next step is going to be to fold this in that side right there. Now I didn't measure it. To me, it's probably maybe about ½ an inch. Just eyeball it. You can tell what it's going to be in the end. So just eyeball it. That's all I'm doing here. To me personally, this is the hardest fold of the project because it tends to want to slide a little bit and be skinnier on one end than the other, and it just tends to want to not be as straight as possible. I'm just trying to do this really quickly, so in the end it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the way it looks. So you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. You're just going to do a small fold right there to kind of be the lip for the folder, so that when you tuck things in there, it's kind of got a place to sit inside of. So I'm just going to crease that again with my scissors just really quickly. And I'm going to fold that pocket part up, and you will see why in a second, because I'm going to cut this piece of paper right here. This is just so that when you fold it, it sits a little bit nicer. You don't need this little piece of paper right here. It serves no purpose, and it doesn't affect the function of the folder whatsoever. So I'm just going to quickly cut this. And what I do is I cut just inside of the fold, and you'll see why. See, when I'm trying to close this on the right, it's not folding all the way. So I'm going to go in, and instead of cutting on the fold, I'm going to cut just inside of it and just take a little bit more paper away, so that when I close this up and adhere everything together, I don't have any issues. So there it is. You can kind of see what you've got. I'm going to use my scissors again to tighten these folds down a little bit so they're a little cleaner, a little tighter. Very, very simple, very easy to do, and you can see what I've done. Now I'm going to open this back up again, and I'm going to cut the inside of the fold on the bottom half. You don't have to do this. I am. And you're going to cut it just to the center where that fold for the pocket is. And when you open it and close it, you'll see why. It just creates this cute little lip right there, so that when you're trying to put stuff in, it doesn't have as hard of a time getting in. So I'm using just double-sided sticky tape. Now you can choose to have your lip on the inside or your pocket on the outside or the inside. It really doesn't matter. It's just about how it looks. Once it's glued down, it truly really doesn't matter. I am on this side going to put the pocket on the outside of that little fold right there, the little lip. And then on the other side, I'm going to put it on the inside so that you can see what it looks like both ways. Like I said, I'm just using double-sided sticky tape because it's what I had on my desk, and I trust that tape, so I know it's not going to come apart. I know that the integrity of it is not going to change with the weather or the wear and tear. So there you can see what it looks like on the inside and the outside. Here you can corner round all these corners, which I am, just not on camera because I couldn't find my corner punch. But you can see here what it would look like if you corner rounded them. And like I said, I am going to corner round them. I just couldn't because I didn't have it on hand. So like here, I'm just showing you. If you want to round the corners, please do. You don't have to. You can see I got up really quickly to see if I could find my corner punch, but I couldn't find it. And I actually was in my craft room today and I still couldn't find the one I was looking for. So I just used an older one that I had. So I'll probably have to go pick that up because it probably got misplaced in the move. So that is the passport size. I'm going to move on to the standard Midori size. And I'm going to grab a notebook really quickly so you can see. There's my Midori. And I'm going to pull my notebook out so that you can see. There's the one that I made at the paper seahorse with our Midori meetup that we did. And I showed this in a video before. So this is just what we're making. And I'm going to pull this notebook out as a kind of a guide for how, I guess, how deep my pockets need to be so that the length of the folder fits in with the Midori. So this is a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and this is the cut that I'm going to make. You're going to see I'm going to cut it to 9.5. Sorry, my phone just went off. I'm going to cut it to 9.5. That's what I'm showing you there. Find your 9.5. You will need a cutter that can measure 9.5. I'm going to cut it right there. Doesn't matter what side you cut. Save that piece of paper because you can use it to make tags or a tiny little card or a tip-in or something. So save that paper, don't throw it away. So there it is. I have my 9.5 by, I don't know what the width was, but just cut it by 9.5. I'm going to fold it like a hot dog again, like a hot dog bun. I'm just going to cut or fold it right down the middle. This is the same exact thing that I just did for my passport size. I'm just doing it again for the standard size for the sake of this tutorial. Using the scissors again to make those creases and folds as tight as possible. I'm going to open it back up. And I do want to note, here I am, I'm going to make sure I got the right height of this notebook. I really should have the proper measurements. I'll put them in the description below, but I'm just using that to kind of get an idea of how deep I want my pocket to be so that it fits the standard size Midori. I totally lost my train of thought of where I was going with that. Oh, if you're using a double-sided piece of paper like I am here, you need to be aware that if you have an image that needs to go in a certain direction, like this is just kind of a uniform image, it wouldn't matter what direction I'm going. But if you do have an image that is standing straight up and down, you need to be aware that when you are folding this, that the way you're folding your pockets up and in is the way you want it to look on the inside or on the outside. Does that make sense? Like if you're using a piece of paper that has an image on the outside that can only be facing one direction, like if it has houses on the bottom and you're folding it up, your houses on the bottom of that piece of paper, if you fold it up into the pocket, it's going to be upside down inside the pocket. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. If not, leave me a question below and I'll try to help you out. So here I'm just doing those same pockets on the inside to make the lip on the inside of it. I've already done my two folds, my pocket fold, my center fold, and then the two folds right there. I'm going to fold all of this again, use the scissors to tighten up those creases to make sure everything is tight. And then I'm going to make a boo-boo right here, or maybe in a second. I'm going to cut this piece off really quickly, but I start adhering everything down before I cut that center piece so that I can make the center of my pocket kind of open up a little bit so that things slide in there easily. You'll know what I'm talking about. I just remembered that I wanted to mention that to make sure you don't start adhering things until you know you're done. I was just trying to do this as quickly as possible. So that's what it's going to look like in the end. I'm just showing you inside or outside. It doesn't matter. Here I am going to try to adhere this down. And then I remember, I need to cut the center of this pocket because I think it looks better, first of all, but it does help when you have, hold on, wait, I got this. It does help when you have that little opening right there to slide things in easier. So you're just going to cut that in towards the center, towards that top crease, just like that. I'm going to pull this tape apart really quickly. I got lucky it didn't ruin anything. And I'm just going to tape this to the outside of that lip. I prefer that look better. It really doesn't matter. which way you do it. If you do it on the inside or the outside, it's just your personal preference. And I guess it would depend on what the design of your paper was. So I'm just going to adhere all of that down and get it all done. And as a reminder, you can corner round this. And that's it. I'm done. How quickly did I get that done? That was so fast. Going to tighten up those folds, and that will be it. I'm going to show you the end result in just a second with both of those in there. Ta-da! I've got 2 folders, and just reminding you, you can corner around these, which I will off camera. But I hope you had fun. I hope this was easy. If you have any questions, you guys, just leave them down below. I would be more than happy to answer them. But if you have any other tutorials that you would like me to try to figure out, I'd be more than happy to help film that and do that on camera for you guys. Until next time, thanks for hanging out. I'll catch up with you guys later. Bye!